Yo, what it do, everybody? It's your man Dre, aka Dre on Wheels. Welcome everyone to a live edition of the 11:30 podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling. What's good, how everybody doing out there, man? It's Saturday, we live, man. I had to put the shades on. I'm feeling good. I'm looking good, man. I hope you guys out there feeling good, looking good, man. It's WrestleMania Saturday. For everybody, who knows, man. When WrestleMania come around, you're a big wrestling fan, man. It's like Christmas, man. You like a big old kid at the candy store. You just can't wait, man. But that's me right now. But yo, man, I appreciate everyone tuning in here for Talk Pro Wrestling live, man, on the 11:30 podcast Facebook page and live here on the 11:30 podcast YouTube channel. If you're new, man, definitely like the 11:30 podcast Facebook channel. And also, if you're watching on YouTube, definitely subscribe, man, for real. Like it, leave a comment, man. We're gonna be chatting WrestleMania. We're gonna be chatting a little bit NXT Stand and Deliver that just took place not too long ago. We're gonna be going over some matches, man, especially the big match ahead of tomorrow night, Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes, man. So that's gonna be awesome. But you guys, I'm not alone, man. I got my good pal, my good bro, man, from another mother. He's the co-host, man, for real, of Dope Discussions with Erica. My guy, Gator Live, joining me here. What's going on with you, my guy?
Yo, what's going on with you, man? It is good to be in the building on a young WrestleMania
Yeah,
Saturday.
man.
Yeah, you know.
I'm excited, man. For real, for real. Everything been going on with you, man.
Thing,
Lately.
man, it's been crazy, man. Everything's still kind of a whirlwind of we got this going, that going. I got a podcast going, I got podcasts not going. It's been crazy. But at the same time, everything's been fulfilling. It's gonna be a lot greater later. Looking forward to May 2nd, which is gonna be the return of Dope Discussions live. We're gonna be returning on a Tuesday now, when we do our stuff. So stay inside. The dope man looking for you anyway. Make sure you come in and get the dope discussions, right? And Down Five will be. We keep saying it's coming back. We're gonna sit down and actually iron out when that's gonna come. And then, like I said, working on the Friday night thing. Everybody's gonna be excited about that one, man, when I drop it. So I'm working on all that stuff along with my 5011 jobs. So
Hey, you got a lot going on, man. A lot going
oh
on.
yeah.
I dig that. Once again, man, I appreciate you, man. But coming back on, man, talk pro wrestling. Like you said, man, it's WrestleMania. It's Saturday, night one of WrestleMania. We was just talking before we went live, man. The whole spectacle of WrestleMania and just having it two nights. And we all know back in 2020 when the pandemic had happened,
Yeah, yeah.
man, they were going like, how the hell are we going to have a 5 hour, 6 hour WrestleMania with no fans? So they split it up to two nights.
Hmm.
And for the last couple of years, it's been two nights. I'm a huge fan. I mean, two nights is
Yeah,
okay, but we all know that, like, the Super Bowl and, it's one game,
yeah.
and that's it. So, but yeah, how do you necessarily feel about them going back to maybe one night versus just WrestleMania two nights?
I'm of two minds of it. One mind of mine is saying the one night was perfect. It made the event, I feel, almost even more special than what it is right now. You had that one night where you would tune in and you got to see all of these storylines come to fruition, and it made it for a must see event for that one night. Like you said earlier, Super Bowl has one game.
Yeah.
Now that being said, the two nights I think actually helps out a lot of people, because what that does, at least for the fans that go, I think it's a better experience for them because they get to make an entire weekend out of it. It's not just access events, it's not just the NXT events that come in. I mean, it's literally like a 3 or 4 day, nothing but wrestling action packed thing. So I can see why people would like it for the two nights. The other reason is that I think you could fit in more storylines that may not quite be the highest thought of storylines, but they still are great storylines that need to come to a conclusion. I think you could fit, with the two nights, you could fit more of those storylines in. So that part I'm excited about.
Okay. Hey, look, I agree with you. Splitting it up and fitting more people into it though. Two nights of it. I pretty dig it though. But if they go back to one nights, obviously we looking at more so a 5 to 6 hour, maybe so WrestleMania, which is kind of cool because everything sort of happened that one night, and that's sort of it. You just sort of wrap it up after that though.
Right, right.
But in WrestleMania particularly though, what you excited about for tonight or just tomorrow in general?
Man, so here's the thing, right? I think we are watching something right now that people are going to be talking about, some years from now, right? We think about that famous angle, with the junkyard dog back in the day. You know what I'm saying? We think about the famous rivalry between Macho Man and Ricky Steamboat, or we think of those the Black Scorpion storyline. We think of those particular things, and decades later, those are still storylines we think about, and we're like, oh yeah, so this is what happened. This is what happened. I think right now we're witnessing that with the Bloodline storyline, right? I think that this is going to be a storyline that people remember because it is so intricate, because it is so detailed, and because it lasted for so long. This thing is in its essence been building probably for the last 2 years.
Yeah,
So
2 3
to
years.
yeah, so for it to have its culmination, even before Reigns took the Universal titles, it's been kind of building into this. I think that's the thing I'm the most looking forward to. Now, if I was to pick a secondary, and when I say Bloodline, I'm including the Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn storyline as well, because
Okay.
all of that's kind of tied into each other. Everything's woven intricately into each other. It's like one of those old horseman storylines where, yeah, Ric Flair is fighting for the gold belt, but you're also interested in seeing what Tully and Arn are gonna be doing. So I think that or Ole and Arn for the old schools. So I
Yeah.
think I think it's big. Even like, and I'm looking at the graphic right here, man. I mean, you know, it's a big time. It's really big time. Not to, and I don't know who's headlining tonight. I thought it was going to be the Usos versus Sami Zayn, but then
Yeah.
about 30 minutes ago, someone said, "Oh no, I think they are going to go Rhea Ripley and Charlotte." And I was like, if they did, that's the biggest mistake they could ever make.
And
Um,
I've been hearing that this match was going to be headlining the show. I think that they already announced. I don't know if WWE publicly announced it, but I believe that it was announced that this match was definitely going to be the headliner of night one. Now, and if
it's
they
got to
do it
be.
real, yeah, it gotta be. And if you do it real,
Mhm.
Ripley, Charlotte, nobody wants to see Charlotte retains the championship. I'm all the
Right,
way for Rhea Ripley, and
right.
that's going to be a cool moment in itself. But if you want to close it out from a good story that has been building up for almost the last year, with the whole Sami Zayn and
Hmm.
Kevin Owens and the Usos, I think that's where you go with that right there
Yeah, I
for real.
think so
Because
too.
I don't think a match can follow that story. That story has been the
No,
biggest story in WWE within the last year or so. So Kevin Owens is now coming off from a big match of last year wrestling Stone Cold, and now in this big feud with his best friend slash brother and Sami Zayn, who just blew up throughout the bloodline, and now
yeah,
I don't think nothing necessarily can follow that.
yeah. You're right. You're right. And I want to say something too, man. And I think I spoke a little too soon. Earlier, I said that it's kind of cool to have to watch these shows, to see those storylines at WrestleMania come to a conclusion, right? The Bloodline storyline seems to me like it's one of those storylines where it's not going to be over. Like, I want to see what's going to happen after WrestleMania almost as much as I want to see what happens at WrestleMania. So let's say, for instance, Sammy and Kevin win. Okay, great. what happens to the Usos? How does Roman Reigns view the Usos after
Mm-hmm.
losing those titles? As a matter of fact, not only them losing the title to Sami Zayn of all people and Kevin Owens, who a year and a half ago I was going to war with, week in and week out. So I think that's a big thing. Also, what happens if Cody takes the title? Oh,
Mm,
wait a minute. Cody's got the Universal Championship. What happens with Reigns? I mean, and I'm talking from a storyline aspect, right? Because
yeah.
you hear stuff through the grapevine. You hear that Roman's gonna be taking some time off, well deserved. You hear all
Mm,
these things, but putting yourself in the casual wrestling fans seat, like what's gonna happen? What happens if he loses his title?
yeah.
Or
That
hey, what happens if the Usos retain and Roman loses his title? Does Jay step up and say, "Hey, look, I'm the head of the table"? It's so many.
mm,
That's why I love that story, that bloodline storyline, because it's so intricate. There's so many different layers, so many different directions that you have with it. Which is why I say this is one that we'll probably be talking about 10 to 15 years from now.
hey, you right about that. You're so right about that. Uh Me personally, like with the whole oh man. With the Usos uh winning the tag team titles or retaining their tag team titles. Um I'm trying to think of and actually exactly what I was just trying to say. Because I totally had forgot.
Oh, I know I be
Um
going on and on sometimes. My bad.
yeah. No, but what I was trying to say is that uh, the Jay Uso and Jay Uso coming up and certain people making decisions and stuff like that, and how he uh he made a decision that we're gonna challenge for these tag team titles. And Roman Reigns haven't been saying anything to anyone of the
Mhm.
bloodline lately though, especially like what was it SmackDown last Friday night. He came
Right.
in, everyone stood up, but then it was like okay, nothing was sort of said. He's
Right.
sort of focused to Cody Rhodes, and
Hmm.
the story is sort of there. It's like he's not just they haven't dug into especially the
Hmm.
Jey Uso joint. When Jey Uso came back and joined the bloodline, and Roman Reigns had the conversation, was like, "Yeah, I love you, man," and and Jay had that more sense of like, well, that's all you had to say. Like that's all
Right.
you had to
Right.
like I know like it's something else. And then he also had that same look when I mean not Sammy, but Roman said, "Y'all just go ahead and Solo is going to stay behind." So Jay feel a little some type
I
of way
think
though.
so. I think so.
Mm,
I think he does feel some type of way. And who could blame him at this point? Because one of the things and I love the nuance of this. One of those things that has been you know, kind of, I guess, glanced over a little bit in this scenario is that Jay still hasn't really said that, hey, I'm coming to the aid of Roman. Said he's still he's back for his brother. I'm back for
hmm
my brother. We brothers, but it's still, I think it has more to do with his brother than it does the bloodline. you know, so I could even see some tomfoolery after that match. you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, the way it been going on for some time, in my opinion, I think this storyline, like how you just said, can
yeah,
go on for some time. Roman, of course, we're hearing he's supposed to be taking some time off. He's supposed to take some time off last year, but didn't take no time
right,
off.
exactly, exactly.
And so I don't know. Then I talked about it like they go to Puerto Rico for the first time in next month for Backlash,
Yeah,
and Roman Reigns is almost about to be cracking 1,000 days. So I'm thinking like, I don't know, but he can take some time off, rightfully so. Come back at SummerSlam or whatever the case is. But the storyline is that if I believe the Usos, my predictions is the Usos are going to lose to Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. So then Roman Reigns is
yeah,
definitely going to be more, outright like, you know what, y'all got to stay to the back or somewhat to that effect, and where Jimmy or excuse me Jay is going to try to come in and play in a beam to it, where he's gonna be like,
right.
and a lot of people don't. A lot of people got to figure out like Solo. he's kind of like in the back,
Man, yeah,
quiet.
he's been chilling, man. He hasn't said much of anything, so you don't really know where Solo's head is in this whole thing, man. I feel like he's kind of playing the good soldier.
Mm,
Hey, I'm just going with what the leader says to do. I'm not really thinking with my own gut, my own mind on everything. Even though his brothers are, what I'm saying, I guarantee you, if the Usos, they're gonna make us a whole thing about him being conflicted, whether to go with his brothers or to go with his tribal chief. you know,
hmm
I mean,
Yeah, it's a
it'll
it's
be
a it's
interesting, man.
Yeah, I spoke. It's a little clip on YouTube with the whole bloodline storyline. It's about 2 hours,
Hmm.
and how
Yeah.
Jay Uso was kind of like, he won a match. He won like a fatal four, whatever type of match it was, to become number one contender for Roman Reigns championship. And Roman Reigns felt like, I'm the big dog, or so to say, when he was the big dog, or I'm the tribal chief, so I feed the whole family, and you just gotta fall in line. And ever since then, Jay has been sort of falling in line, doing what he had to say. But at first, we seen him be rebellious, and then when
Hmm.
Jimmy came into it, it's more so like, yo, man, I'm only doing this so he won't, so he also won't, mentally abuse Jimmy as well. See,
Right.
Solo coming in from the perspective of just being the bodyguard. He ain't say nothing. So you ain't say nothing. Ain't nobody gonna, Solo just, he do his thing. He's a street
Yeah,
fighter,
that's true.
come out there, whoop some ass. That's basically it. But Jay is more so conflicted because
Yeah. Yeah.
I said, um, if Jay Uso is back in the bloodline, if I'm Roman Reigns from that perspective, like, why did you? I mean, we all know, who followed the story. Why did he walk out to begin with?
Right.
And then
Right.
he came back at Elimination Chamber and did what he did and stuff like that. Whether it was to swerve Sami Zayn or not, but I feel like it's so much there that they still haven't just went there though. But
Man, look,
it's
I and going back to that one point, man, because we haven't talked in a while. In the last 2 or 3 months, I've heard the pops return, man. Like I've heard that pop when Jimmy hugs Sammy in the
yeah,
ring was one
yeah.
of the loudest pops. That
Mm,
oh, and with Kev, oh yeah, that one too, man. When he hugs Kev, man,
uh,
that pop was humongous. The crazy part was when he hugged Jay in the ring, and then they're outside the ring and they're talking, and
oh
Jay super
yeah,
kicks him. The
yeah.
crowd reaction to it, it's almost like they've got them in the palm of their hands, man. They got them like they got them eating out of the palm of their hands, bro. That's why I say it's such a great storyline. The reunion with Kev and with Sammy. There you go.
Mm, mm,
you know that man. You look at it and you're like, these are the things that get people invested in wrestling, right? You think about the fabulous Freebirds versus the Von Erichs, and
yeah.
how the dastardliness of Michael Hayes, you know, how that led to people being emotionally invested in it. The junkyard dog being blinded back in the day, and I mentioned the Stagger Lee thing earlier, but hey, the junkyard dog being blinded and people being so invested in these particular storylines emotionally. Miss Elizabeth and Macho Man, when Macho lost his retirement match, but Elizabeth comes in at the end to kind of deal with sharing and the embrace that they have at the end. It's that type of stuff that people have always been invested in wrestling. And to see that for the last few years, we haven't really had those emotionally investing storylines. Most of
and
them,
yeah, most of them been really sort of, not really more so invested. They just be like, okay, and
yeah,
don't
it's
really go
cool.
nowhere. Yeah,
Right. It's cool. It's cool. It was cool to see Cody Rhodes come back last year. That was
yes,
cool. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? But over this year, the build up to him going to WrestleMania and everything, and the emotional investment that you got in Cody after seeing him battle through a torn pec, in a match against something visibly turning colors, and then you get behind, that scenario. The bloodline storyline that was talking about, the Rey Mysterio storyline that he has with Dom right now. You get
Mm,
that emotional investment in those storylines, and I think that's what makes this WrestleMania kind of a throwback to those special days of WrestleMania, and hopefully that's going to be how it continues to be.
yeah, you're right. You're right. You just mentioned one thing, man. The Dominic and Rey Mysterio. We're gonna get back to the bloodline though, but the Dominic and Rey Mysterio thing has been going on for some time though. I initially thought Dominic was going to really scoot to his lowest and going to really attack his dad during his Hall of Fame speech. But and
Oh
although
man.
although he walked out because I totally missed that, and when after the show went off the air, I was on social media and it was like Dom walked out, with
Yeah,
uh, uh, uh
with Rhea.
Priest and Rhea,
Rhea.
and I was
Hmm.
like, oh okay, so that's what happened though. But throughout all of this, and Rey Mysterio finally giving him that punch that he deserved after running his mouth and bad mouthing him and saying he wished Eddie was his dad and
Oh, that was a hell
all
of a pop too. Oh
yeah,
man.
that too, man. Who you got with this, and what do you think of this story? Because also too, since we done the episode and talked, Triple H has took over and been in creative
Yeah,
control,
yeah.
and you see how a lot of these stories are really playing out. It was one thing Triple H said that really stuck out to me in one of the previous press conferences. He said, "Man, anybody in the world could love this," meaning WWE sports
Hmm.
entertainment, especially when the storylines and everything is put on correctly and put on right.
Right,
And I
right.
think leading up to this WrestleMania with some of the storylines, obviously with the Bloodline and the KO and the Usos and Dominic and Rey Mysterio has been wonderful though. But yeah,
Mhm.
what's your thoughts on this?
Man, I've been following this for a while, and it's just like, and I guess if you've been watching wrestling for a while, you've been following it for a while, so I guess that's redundant. But man, I loved how they have been planting these seeds, the Thanksgiving dinner, the Christmas dinner. You know how they'll come in and hijack Thanksgiving and show up, and then he gets Dom arrested when he comes the next time, and Dom spends like
Yeah.
3 hours in holding and comes back a gangster, you know.
Yes.
and
That was
and
so
I mean,
crazy.
let me tell you something though, man. Dom is not the most accomplished actor, right? He's still a little green in the ring too, and he's not the most accomplished actor. But the way they have kind of changed that go away heat over into like legitimate, like, oh, I want to see him get beat heat is awesome, man. They've really done a great job with making him like very unlikable
Yes.
as a person. And it's so weird because you do see a lot of hints of Eddie Guerrero in his style now, which is cool. The whole, I wish Eddie was my dad. Just the member berries, the throwback to the whole custody scenario was amazing to see that go down. I don't know if Ray is going to want to not put Dom over, right? Because it's his
Yeah.
son. It's his son's first WrestleMania. I almost feel like Ray would say, "Well, I'm a Hall of Fame. I'm gonna be, exiting out soon. I want to go ahead and put my son over at WrestleMania." In all actuality, Dom's not ready technically to go over at WrestleMania. Then again, I say that, but Michael Cole went over at WrestleMania, so I can't say much about that. But
Hey,
I,
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 I would have Dominic go. I agree. I agree with you know the deal. Dom needs to go ultra heel, rolling out with a
now
low. I think the low rider is a little bit too much though, but I think
No,
he should
no,
go.
no, no,
Oh,
no, no, it's
what you
not. It's
think?
not. So they went live yesterday, right, on YouTube, and Rhea and Dom are going around the access, WrestleMania access. And one of the
Yes.
things they did was they stopped over there by the lowrider, and it's a perfect moment. Dom gets in the lowrider and he's asking about Rhea, and he's just like, I like how this feels. This just feels real. This just feels natural. This just I love the play into the Eddie Guerrero history there. I would love to see him come out in the lowrider after he beats Ray at WrestleMania. Because hey, Ray broke out the LWO shirts last
Yes.
night, man, for Legado El Fantasma. So I would love to see Dom, come out in the lowrider, you know, or and this is the part that kind of is crazy to me. Could we see a Legado El Fantasma heel turn where if Dom beats Ray, they come out and then they beat up Ray,
Hmm.
and you have now a new whole Latino world order, you
Hmm.
know, with
Hey, that
Dom there as
Hey, that's interesting. I never thought of that. I was thinking more so since Rey Mysterio is busy with the storyline with his son Dominic, they also wanted to get Legado del Fantasma or at least Santos Escobar
yeah,
up
yeah,
on the main roster and get him sort of established with not necessarily with the main viewers, but get him a rub with Rey Mysterio. I'm all tongue tied, but get him a rub with
yeah.
Rey Mysterio to kind of like, yo, I'm from Mexico, and man, I'm a big fan of yours. You see him, he gave him a mask or so. So I don't know. Maybe that can go. I'm a big fan of the group though, but I don't know if. Um, hey, I think it'd be interesting if they definitely come out there and turn heel on Rey Mysterio and beat him up
Yeah,
though.
I think I'm a big fan of them. I am well, I will say this, I take that back. I like Santos a lot. And the other two, I'm like, okay, they're cool. you know, but I there's a part of me that says that Santos being so underhanded, remembering his days in NXT, you almost see him playing the long game just to make sure that he buries the Mysterio name. The
Mm.
people that I'm really like upset about, and this is just me personal booking, because I said this on the show last year. What if they bring up the Latino World Order again with Umberto and Angel Garza and Dominic? That was
Mm.
what I said. It was one of the shows I was on with you last year. I was saying that
Yeah.
because I always wanted to see those three possibly get together. I think that would have made a better Latino World Order, but I digress. I don't know what's going on with Angel. I don't know what's going on with Umberto right now, but I mean, I feel like they're kind of wasted.
Yeah,
Because
I don't know what's going on with him neither though. I think I
yeah,
saw him on SmackDown doing something in a tag team match or whatever. But yeah, I really don't even know.
yeah,
I really don't.
but I could definitely see Dom winning this match. Of course, with interference by Mommy.
Okay.
It's definitely got to be that. Maybe there's somebody else who will jump out and finish the job of the interference, because you got to know Mama Mysterio's gonna jump in at some point if Rhea jumps in.
Yeah.
you know,
If Rhea's not ringside, I'm definitely thinking that Priest is definitely going to be by his side and may help him get the victory on this. My guy said, the Day of Judgment Day is about to go 3-0 at WrestleMania. We know Finn Balor has a Hell in a Cell matchup tomorrow night against Edge, and I think that's going to be awesome right there. But I'm definitely between Rey Mysterio and Dominic, who you
hmm
got in this one winning
so
this
yeah,
fight?
I think Dom is gonna take it only because I feel shenanigans coming. I don't know why.
I
I
feel like he
feel
got to win. I feel like he got to win. A lot of people been saying he need to go back down to NXT, and I don't see what he was learning under his father's tutelage.
yeah.
And Rey Mysterio been on the main roster. Yeah, Rey could have went down to NXT and taught him down there, but I think Rey was like, "Yo, man, I don't have too much time left. So if
Right.
I'm going to teach, if somebody going to teach you, I'm gonna teach you, and I want to teach you the business and stuff like that. So when
Exactly.
they was together, they did their thing together, became tag team champs, father and son. That was cool. So now we're gonna split them up and let's see Dominic, go on and do other things and not travel with his father, travel with Judgment Day, with other people who's in the company. So I think Dominic is learning. Yes, you mentioned
He
the
is.
whole prison thing that he only went to jail for a couple of hours and now he thinks he's so hardcore though, which I think I love it though, man.
I
Like
love
that
that.
is
Even Miz called him out. Miz was like, "But you were only in jail for like an hour or two."
and, and funny thing, like this past week on Monday Night Raw, I thought it was kind of like something different in Dominic. I was like, okay, maybe he got a little serious though, but he came out there speaking a little bit more Spanish. And once I watched the video and it got it translated, he just really said like, dog, like I'm taller than you and I'm just gonna beat you up, like something small, like. And he just went on for a minute, but I love it, I love it, I love it. But I feel like he needs to win this one though.
He does. He does. It's almost like I hate to see it happen that way, but yeah, he does need to win. Um, like I said, shit, Michael Cole needed to win when he got that win back in the day. So, I mean, it is what it is. He does need to win. Mysterio's probably going to catch him at Backlash, and it'll be interesting. And I don't think that this whole Latino World Order thing was not a subtle plant so that they can have everything ready at Backlash, down there.
Yeah.
It's gonna be wild down there.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is, man. For real. Night one. All right, I got Dominic. You said you got Dominic over
Oh
Rey
yeah,
Mysterio. So
oh yeah.
we're gonna see how that unfolds, man. You know the deal. I appreciate you, man. Sticking in, joining the live chatting, man, with me and my man Gator Live. Fantasy booking, LA Knight. That's my guy. LA Knight Stone Cold promo. Yeah, what chance will be a perfect
Oh
moment. What your
man,
thoughts on
I think that would be amazing and annoying at the same time.
Yeah.
That would be-
What's your
I
thoughts on? Now I want to cut you off though. But what's your thoughts on LA Knight though?
So LA Knight to me is one of those people who I think you have to hit the ground running with him because he is not. People make that comparison a lot of him to Steve Austin, right? But
Hmm.
LA Knight, Eli Drake isn't the same spring chicken that Austin was, right? So you have to accelerate things with him a little bit more. I think that the yeah thing is great,
Yeah.
but I think that it can get old really fast if they don't accelerate him and put him in at least some IC bouts. He needs to at least win a US title or something. I said that he would be a perfect foil for Austin Theory. If they
Mm.
decided to match him in Theory after WrestleMania, I wouldn't be upset about it. I think that you know you're probably going to give Austin Theory the win over John Cena some strange way. Don't know how that's going to be yet. You don't want Cena walking around with the US title, or maybe Cena will walk around with the US title until Backlash and then lose it. Um, but I think that LA Knight needs to be in a program with someone that he needs to be in a program with a despicable heel, right?
Mm.
Somebody that people don't like and don't, so that every time he comes in with a yeah, oh, you interrupted this person I don't like, I'm cheering for you. If they continue to do this for more than 6 months, that yeah is gonna get old. So they're gonna have to put him in something pretty significant pretty quickly, or it's gonna fade in a little bit. Love Eli Drake. I mean, love LA Knight. Love the way it's done.
Mhm.
Just it's gotta go somewhere. It's gonna and the
Okay.
wrong person to put him in the feud with before, and I hated it. Although I love Bray Wyatt, love Bray Wyatt. Bray is one of my favorites of all time.
Yeah.
That
I
just did not. I didn't see the chemistry of that from the beginning of that whole thing, man.
I I don't know, but when the whole Bray Wyatt and LA Knight thing was going on, I was like, okay, maybe they just giving someone someone to work with, with Bray Wyatt and stuff like that. And some of it
Yeah.
was kind of cool. I love how it came out with LA Knight getting a huge moment at the Raw 30 with The Undertaker and just certain things. Yeah, I know the whole, yeah, but I think, man, the whole what? I'm tired of the whole what. Now, if we can get a yeah, maybe it. I don't know. I don't know if it would get too old, but it may get old real fast. But LA Knight is just, to me, I feel like he got hit. I've been talking about it for a long time. I feel like the guy is a superstar, and he's in his 40s though. So
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
hearing he's supposed to get a major push after WrestleMania. I don't know. Yes, getting him into a singles title run would be great. Something, an IC title run over on SmackDown, or if he on Raw with the United States Championship. But the whole Bray Wyatt thing, yeah, kind of just didn't really go nowhere. But I like the fact how he also held his own when he was going up against Bray Wyatt. So that was that was that, man.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Man,
if we do see this
mm,
whole moment between LA Knight and Stone Cold, I think it's going to be great because we've been hearing about Stone Cold possibly having a matchup with LA Knight at WrestleMania. Don't know if it be night one or night two, but if it do, I think it's going to be something similar to how last year's WrestleMania was with Kevin Owens. How Kevin Owens had the talk show, came out
yeah.
there, had Stone Cold as a guest, or LA Knight is more so gonna come out there and be like, "Yo, the biggest mega star in LA don't have a matchup at WrestleMania." Yeah. And you're gonna get Stone Cold out there, and that is just gonna be a moment within itself. That's if that's the case. But I think it'll be great, to really push, other superstars. I always was a big fan of you always see for some time, you always see the legends, like maybe The Undertaker, John Cena, The Rock, Triple H, Brock Lesnar, when they returned to WWE, they always took on the big top superstars. In which, in this case, it works.
Yeah.
You want to,
Yeah.
do the attraction. But I wanted to see, other big top superstars work with other talent. Some mid card talent. Give them the rub to do something else. You just never see,
Yeah.
you never know, where it goes. So, but
That's
yeah,
very true. That's very true. I do think though that if you have one of those moments, like the Rock moment where he's in the ring with Triple H and Steph, and then they pan down and Ronda Rousey's giving the resting bitch face. you
yeah,
know, if you have
yeah.
one of those moments with Stone Cold out there, I'm not gonna be upset about that. I think that's gonna be great for the pop's gonna be awesome to
Mm.
see. Even if Stone Cold just gives him a stunner and walks out, I think that's still good for LA Knight.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. That's still good for LA Knight, man. So hoping the best, man, at WrestleMania, and definitely follow WrestleMania. Speaking of
Yeah.
WrestleMania, man, it's WrestleMania Saturday. Another matchup that's going down at WrestleMania is Seth freaking Rollins taking on social media star Logan Paul. Man, ever since Logan Paul made his WWE debut, he has been shocking just about everybody. I think, man, he's been one of the top guys as far as outsiders have came in to the world of WWE to make a big splash, though. But yeah, what's your thoughts on this matchup?
So here's the thing, right? Um, I love Seth. I love what he's doing. You almost have to give Logan Paul this match. I I there are some people who are just born to do certain things, right? Who are just natural athletes. The WWE has had three of them come across in the last 2 years. They had Bad Bunny come out there and look like a whole freaking lucha out there and do it naturally. Pat McAfee, who is so underrated in every aspect that you could find. Um, just a natural. Logan's a natural. I mean, in ring, he's a
Hmm.
freaking natural. He's got to get down his timing as far as his promos go, But other than that, he's a natural, man. I love that they gave this match to Seth though, because they knew that Seth was going to be able to be the ring general in that thing, and they were going to pull out a fantastic match. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Like, I'm really looking forward to seeing how they play
I,
it, because the one thing about Logan, he ain't scared.
Nah, he ain't. I think this is going to be one of the show stillers, man.
Yes,
Like
yes,
I said, do not put. And when the cards got released, I was like, okay, cool, good. But I was a big fan of them not putting this match and the matchup between Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, and Gunther on the same exact night, because that
right.
match, it is going to be crazy. But this match right here is going to be a show stiller that people are just not going to be, ready for, in my opinion.
I don't think they're gonna be ready for it, man. There's gonna be all kinds of craziness that's gonna come out. And I love the comment here. You know the deal. Seth can't continue to take big loss after big loss. And so here's the thing. I
Yes.
agree. I completely agree, man. And that's why I'm like, you gotta put Logan over. As much as I love the thought of having Seth be there to be that ring general and to be the one that pulls, I would not be surprised. Y'all go kick me when I say it. I would not be surprised if this one ranks up there as almost a 5-star match. I would not be surprised if Meltzer gives it a 5-star. And I have that much faith in the talent that's in that ring, right? And the creativeness that they'll do. And plus, heck, I mean, no shots to Hangman Page, but at this point, Logan Paul's got one of the best buckshot lariats in the business. Yeah, I said it. you know, but you're right. Seth can't continue to take these losses like this if you're expecting to plug him back in. Now, he's reached that level to where he's going to always be a threat. Don't get me wrong. He's going to always be a threat for the title, but you still don't want to continue to bury him. You know what I'm saying? And not saying he's being buried, but you still don't want him to keep eating losses. Because he ate the loss to Cody. Okay, cool with the comeback. You don't want him to be the guy that people come to beat at WrestleMania, you know, and hopefully that's not what's gonna happen.
Okay, I agree with you. I agree with you, and I agree with the comment. You know the deal. Seth Rollins do not need to take no more losses though, because I think he lost what last year at WrestleMania.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he
Oh,
lost
yeah,
to
yeah,
Cody.
he lost to Cody Rhodes, and that was not really sort of helping him. But I think they didn't have anyone else big, any other big names for
Right.
Seth Rollins to face, and I believe that's why they just went with Logan Paul. But like I said, Logan Paul had great matches with the Roman Reigns, man. The Roman Reigns match that he had at Crown Jewel. I believe just the moments that he provided with the frog splash off the top rope, and just jumping off the top rope, and Roman Reigns giving him the Superman punch,
Yeah.
and that whole picture itself was
Oh yeah.
was dope. But hey, I think this is gonna be real cool though.
It's gonna be, and it could steal. It very well could steal the show. And like I said, I must have a lot of faith in it because I predicted it could possibly even be a 5-star. But the
Mm,
problem that I have is kind of what the deal is. I hate to see, even though I know Seth has to eat the pin in this one. And
mm.
actually, you know what? He may not have to. They may just go ahead and beat Seth. I mean, beat Logan, and since some of the shine is off of the Paul brothers right now after Jake lost a month or
Yeah.
so ago. So I think maybe they're willing to let Logan eat a pin in this scenario, and have Seth celebrate it, and maybe just bring Logan back at Backlash. I don't know how well received Logan is gonna be in Puerto Rico. As a matter of fact, he's
Yeah,
not
and I
going to
know
be well received at all.
I don't think so, neither. And they supposed to have Bad Bunny there as well too.
Ooh.
So he's supposed to be the host of that. But let's see how that goes though, because Bad Bunny is he's been doing well since he returned, been at the Royal Rumble and
Hmm.
participating in certain matches. You know the deal. We talked about it earlier in the show. As we move on to our next topic, since you've been joining us, what you think on the 2 night WrestleMania? Do you think it should go back to a 1 night WrestleMania though? Well, while we talk about that, and while we get my man, you know the deals,
Oh yeah.
answers, and for everyone who's watching, man, what you guys think on WrestleMania being 2 nights versus just 1 night WrestleMania? But the next matchup we got going down tonight, 6 women tag team matchup. Oh boy, my childhood favorite Trish Stratus that I love so very much, which I actually thought this was going to be a one-on-one match, or at least Trish Stratus was going to have a one-on-one matchup with Bailey, but it turns out
Yeah.
it's going to be a 6 woman tag team match. Becky, Trish, Lita against Damage Control. What do you think on this, and also the return of Lita and Trish?
So I'm a little I think they did this basically to keep people from getting gassed. I mean, to be real, I think that's kind of why they did it this way. I love the idea of damage control. I don't like damage control in motion. And what I mean by that is I expected a whole lot more of what they are currently. Be that whether or not they're getting screen time or not, who knows? But
Yeah.
to have them get beat by Trish and Lita and Becky, yeah, seems about right. This is one of those matches where you don't really have a whole lot of investment in. You kind of know, hey, there goes Lita, hey, there goes Trish, yeah, gonna rock and roll. Oh, and that's it. That's really what it's there for. It's there for we're gonna come in, pin and pop. That's all. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I I wasn't a big fan of the whole 6 woman tag, but I know that the woman on the other side, I gotta be thrilled, as far as Dakota
Oh
and
yeah.
Io to
Oh
be
yeah.
working with Trish Stratus and Lita, and also Bailey. Though I mean, Bailey kind of like said it on Raw. At another point in my time of my career, this 6 woman tag team match would have been great. And I wanted the one-on-one matchup for
Yeah.
Lita and Bailey. The story was already there. Bailey was a big fan of Lita growing up, childhood, stories, pictures,
Mhm.
videos. Like it's there. She talked about it in NXT, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe they'll go with that, But no, they probably gonna go with uh Trish Stratus or something. I really don't know, but um, I guess great matchup for them. Like how you just
Yeah.
said, just kind of like the filler man and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's that, man. 6 woman tag team matchup going down at WrestleMania, man. WrestleMania. Another thing that we were talking about a little bit earlier on, we got a big matchup that's going to open up WrestleMania. John Cena returning to take on Austin Theory, because John Cena laid it on Austin Theory a couple of weeks ago on Monday Night Raw in the promo. And Theory is taking on his childhood hero in John Cena, though. But this is going to open up the show. I got Austin Theory all the way. I feel like Austin
Mhm.
Theory needed. It was a big sort of 360 on Austin Theory's character. He had the Money in the Bank briefcase.
Mhm.
Even before that, he was just going around with that, going around with the phone, taking pictures, hanging around with Mr. McMahon. I was like, okay, what are they going to do with that? That really
Yeah.
didn't go nowhere. So he was just kind of like the boss's henchman and stuff. So that sort of fell flat. Vinnie Mac left, and which he's back now. But at that time, everybody was like, "Where's your daddy?" And can Theory hang? And he started having a whole bunch of lose. It was on a losing streak.
Mhm.
He cashed in his Money in the Bank, and which was the weirdest ever. I mean, I haven't seen it all. I've
Yeah.
been watching this for about 20, 30 years. I haven't seen about it all. Money in the
Yeah.
Bank cash in on the United States Championship. Theory pleaded his case. He said, "Hey, that was my only chance I had, though." But he turned it around. He's United States champion, and he's got a matchup with John Cena at WrestleMania. What's your thoughts on Theory, and also Cena coming back to take on Theory at WrestleMania?
They are trying their best to give Theory the rub, man. They are really trying their best. Theory is the perfect example of what happens when initial gimmick fails, and then your second fails, but you continue to push the whole thing. The scenario with, this is when they talk about Roman Reigns being forced down people's throats. This is what that looks like with Austin Theory. That's exactly what they were trying to do. They were trying to give him a rub into getting popular. The problem is that the real popular people, it doesn't work that way. Cena organically grew to be popular, and then they started giving him titles and giving him runs. Uh, Austin
Yeah.
Theory was not organically growing to be. You know what would have been great? If they would have kept him running the same storyline that he was running in NXT. He first of all got moved up from NXT too early. The whole thing with him and Gargano and all that, I think that was the perfect place for him at the time. And you can see his character developing. They yanked his
Mhm.
character up to the main roster without full development. And what we're seeing right now is the dividends of that, right? He's got the United States title. When's the last time you cared about the United States title? Now, you know what I'm saying? And once he got the belt, it's like, oh, well, Third Theory's got the belt. Okay, whatever. Gunter has the IC title, and people are actually into this, right?
Mhm.
So that goes to show you that there's if Bobby Lashley had that title around his waist, we would give a damn about what match he's got at the pay-per-view. We weren't going to give a damn about any match that Austin Theory had at WrestleMania if it was not for John Cena.
Mhm.
And I hate saying that, but it is what it is. Do I think Austin's gonna go over? Yeah, probably. He's probably gonna go over, which is fine or whatever. They've got to do something with him. They got to get the belt off of him. He's not. He's one of those people who is gonna be sitting there and he's not gonna have any real character development. Oh, we grew him a beard to make him feel tougher. Oh yeah, great. You know, but aside from that, what has he done to progress his character? His character's still the same person. He's still a chicken shit heel. I thought that they were
Yeah.
gonna make him tough, and then he was gonna just start trying to fight people. Excuse me. You know what they should have did with him when they decided to have him have that whole depression or whatever, and him come back with the beard. They should have made him a real ass kicker and just not back down from anyone. Like he shouldn't have continued to play chicken shit heel. He should have been that heel that just wants to fight people to prove himself. And you know what would have
Mhm.
probably happened? He would have been a chicken shit. He wouldn't have been a chicken shit heel. He would have just been like a heel, a fighting heel that eventually people got behind because he wasn't going to back down from anybody. You know what that
Okay.
sounds like? That sounds a whole lot like Steve Austin. Eh, that's how you get a Steve Austin. What they did was they made him tough for 2 weeks and then decided to, oh well, he's gonna back down from Lashley or he's gonna back down from this person. What was the good? What good was the beard? The beard did nothing.
Yeah,
You know?
I really don't know. Really, I really don't know as much neither though. But
Yeah,
uh, Austin Theory, yeah, he's still that type of heel. But I feel like things are going to change if he is going to be. Well, he is this like chicken shit heel, as you say.
yeah,
But I feel like when he beat John Cena, I think things need to fully change for him though,
yeah,
especially if they want to use Austin Theory as this next big star, or maybe they just slowly build into it. I think for real, I think they're on a good track with him just being just a nasty heel. Obviously, I want to see him win matches on his own and not just have it someone run in on this one like the match he had with Edge. A couple of weeks, some months, well, not some months ago, but like a couple of months ago on Monday Night Raw. I think it was coming out of I think it was Elimination Chamber. Where yeah, coming out of Elimination Chamber was the night after. It was that Monday Night Raw that Austin Theory had a matchup with Edge, which was awesome, man. But I just hope they just do something differently, with him though. So let's see what type of performance he put on at WrestleMania. Another matchup that's going down tonight at WrestleMania. We got Mommy, who we was just talking about, Rhea Ripley against Charlotte, man. And I don't think no one wants to see Charlotte retains the championship. I don't know, maybe some, some Charlotte fans out there. No disrespect to the Queen though, but I'm all for Rhea Ripley. What's your thoughts on it, Gator?
If Rhea wasn't associated with Dom, this would be a 90-10 crowd in favor of Ripley. Like real talk. Like I don't think anybody would be cheering Charlotte Flair in this match at all if Rhea wasn't associated with Dom. But because we hate Dom and we feel like Rhea's responsible for some of the stuff that's going on with Dom, and by association, Rey Mysterio, I think it's gonna be a 50-50 crowd. Do I think that Rhea needs to win this match? Yeah, she does. She needs to take this title off of Flair. The thing that I dread is that WWE is going to look at this and say, "Hey, you know, people don't like Rhea. She's the bad guy. Let's keep the belt on Flair as the good guy." Charlotte Flair's technically only the good guy by default. It is because we don't like
Mm,
Dom. Not because
mm,
we don't like Ripley, it's because we don't like Dom.
exactly.
Right?
It,
So which way do you go with it? You almost have to go with Ripley, although I feel like WWE is gonna put it on keep Charlotte with that belt.
Oh man, that's crazy. And you know what? For some reason, I got that feeling though. But me strongly, they gotta go with Rhea Ripley. And like how you said, she is a babyface by default though. But even the way how she won it, some people were excited, and I'm gonna say some women. Not a lot of WWE fans were excited the way she came back when she returned. I forgot what night it was, but I know it was on a SmackDown. She came
Yeah.
back and took on Ronda Rousey and defeated Ronda Rousey for the championship. And
Yeah.
I was like, well, damn, like that's it. So no, she's 14, 15, I don't know, but when you held the title that many times, it's sort of like Ric Flair in a way. Like you don't need to hold a championship. Your name is the title itself. So for
Basically.
real, it
Basically.
should have been someone versus Charlotte.
Yeah.
Charlotte is the standard of the women's division. I am the championship. You beat me, then let's see where your
Hmm.
career goes. Like, she don't need to be champion though. But we all thought this matchup was actually gonna be Rhea versus Bianca, which would have been, very interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we getting something else though. But yeah, I'm team Rhea Ripley all the way.
I really feel like they missed an opportunity with this one. I really feel like they should have had a Charlotte versus Bianca match for unification of the titles. And the reason why I say that is because the two opponents in these matches are Rhea Ripley, who everybody is gung ho for, and they're really happy about, but they don't want to be happy about because of Dom. So they're like,
Yeah.
it's kind of. And then you have Asuka, who,
Mm,
while everybody's roots for Oscar's still seen more of a baby as a baby face. They didn't go with a full heel turn with Oscar. So it's still kind of, you got two 50-50 crowds. And not 50-50 in a good way. Not Hogan Warrior 50-50. We're talking about yeah, if Charlotte wins, nobody cares. If Bianca wins, nobody cares. If
mm,
Oscar wins, nobody cares. If Rhea wins, there's nobody to get behind in either one of those matches. But if you put Charlotte against Bianca, then we're all getting behind Bianca.
mm-hmm.
you know, because that she's somebody we want to root for. We want to root for Ripley and can't. We want to root for Oscar, but then we want to root for Bianca. So both of those matches are a wash. That's kind of what we're looking at here. And I hate to say it, but you really don't have any direction right now for the women's division. Where do you want to go with it? You've got the horses. You got the people in there to take it to a different level, but you haven't decided where you want to go. And that's a bit of the problem.
Right. Hey, I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. So you going with Rhea, or you kind of like
Yeah,
50-50 on this, or
I'm
Charlotte?
I'm so 50-50 on it. I can't even call it. There's a part of me, like I said, that wants to say they're gonna put it on Rhea, right? But then there's another part of me that says they're gonna give it to Charlotte. You know. Now, what
Okay.
would I like to see, since they've already kind of ingrained this thing? I would love to see Rhea lose the match because of Dom, and then she breaks ties with Dom.
Mm.
And yeah,
Hey, that'll be interesting. That'll be interesting. I don't think if Dominic wins his match, I feel like it's only right for Rhea to win hers. Like the Judgment Day is just on fire of what they're just doing
right,
lately though. Like how you just said, neither one of the women matches have really big stories on it. Charlotte versus Bianca would have been great. Rhea versus Bianca would have been great. I think they put
yeah,
it so predictable, and this is a rematch from a couple of years ago, sort of Rhea
right,
Ripley righting her wrong, where she sort of, you know, stuck her nose out and just being too big headed and challenged
hmm,
Charlotte, who won the Royal Rumble, and said, "Hey, I'm gonna take on you. I'm the NXT Women's Champion. You're gonna fight me." And she
right,
lost. And
right.
now she's doing this again. So hopefully, she picks up the big victory tonight and definitely right that wrong.
She's got the babyface storyline. Like,
Yeah.
if you were to write the way a babyface would come back and defeat the person that defeated her in the past, she's got the Rocky 3 story. She doesn't have the Rocky 3 storyline. I'm just gonna I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Phil. Don't want to bring up the Rocky 3 storyline, to all my AEW fans. But yeah, she's got that comeback storyline, and they can't even root for her because they don't like the person she's associated with. So it's like,
Mhm.
okay, what do you do with her? You almost have to let her get beat, which is why I'm hoping that maybe she loses the match and she breaks association with Dom, and maybe Dom, there's a whole bunch of things you could do with it. I have some storylines going in my head that I could say they could do to kind of salvage this thing, but yeah, and
Okay.
they may do it. They may do that. I can see that happening at WrestleMania.
Okay, we're gonna see where it goes, man. We're gonna definitely see where it goes. The last matchup that's on WrestleMania Saturday's card is a fatal four-way matchup between Braun Breaker, Ricochet, the Viking Raiders, Alpha Academy, and the Street Profits. I guess this was a thrown-up matchup by WWE. I don't want to say thrown together, but just giving something for the tag team men to do. It's not really that many, and obviously the tag team titles are held up by the Usos though. But me personally though, I'm a big fan of what's going on with Alpha Academy, or at least Chad Gable itself. Thank you. And just everything comes with it though. The matches that he's just been having. Chad Gable I'm really big with him. Really loving the Street Profits too, but it's just like, what's next with the Street Profits? Like, what else can they do? They became tag team champs, so Montez Ford is a huge star, had a huge moment at the Elimination Chamber. So I'm looking forward to what's next with the Street Profits and stuff like that. So but yeah, what's your thoughts on it, and who you got this match?
I wrote a storyline recently, by the way, where Montez goes on his own and he becomes a solo, and then D'Angelo Darkness becomes the security guard for Austin Theory. Just wanted to drop that in right quick. Uh no, but real talk, looking at this particular scenario, man, this was gonna be heavy on the brutality. We're gonna have a little bit of high flying in there. We're gonna have a heavy dose of the maximum male models in this. I got a feeling. Which, by the way, if you guys don't watch their skits, if you don't watch their videos on WWE.com, or on not .com, on the YouTube channel, man, you have to go back and watch Maximum Male Models skits. They're amazing. It's funny. Mansoor is a genius. Um, no, I think that you're going to have the typical kind of like, okay, we need some time filling going on here. Let's see, how many big hits we can take and how many. I don't really have a dog in the fight. I would love to see the Street Profits take this, but why? Like, why? What's the point? Are they wrestling for the number one contendership? That'd be great, but it seems like they're just kind of thrown together. Unfortunately, I'm the only reason I'm looking forward to this match is I want to see what Otis is gonna do, what the maximum male models and Otis are gonna have in store for each other, right? So yeah, if I had to pick a winner, uh, ugh. That's how I feel about it.
Hey,
Ugh. It'll probably be the Street Profits just because they want to give them the pop at the end and they want the cups to fall from the ceiling. That's about it.
okay. Okay. Cool. I'm right along with you. Like I said, Street Profits or Alpha Academy for
Yeah.
my picks. All
Yeah.
definitely for night one though, man. I'm looking forward to WrestleMania. Night one is gonna be exciting. Have you checked out NXT earlier today or you just heard
I
just some?
got it. I got it loaded right now. I'm actually waiting after we do the show. I'm gonna take a look at it. Right now, I've got if y'all haven't subscribed to Peacock, Peacock, y'all better send me some endorsement money for this. But if y'all haven't subscribed to Peacock, just go ahead and make sure you get on Peacock. They've got a whole bunch of WrestleMania stuff going on right now to celebrate the whole thing. Stand and
Mhm.
Deliver was just a little while ago. They just now put the actual recording up after it goes live. Once it finishes, it takes like 30 minutes or so for the actual recording to come up. Stand and Deliver,
Yeah.
I said what you call it, but Stand and Deliver. But yeah, so they've got that up now. Right now, I've actually got just like the greatest WrestleMania matches playing on there right now on Peacock, and
Okay.
they're doing The Rock versus Hulk Hogan. When we first started, it was Savage versus Steamboat. But yeah,
Okay.
get your start watching, get yourselves ready for it. I think it'd be cool. But yeah, I got it primed up. It's ready. So after this, I'm probably gonna check out WrestleMania and then I'll go into NXT probably a little bit later tonight. And no
Okay.
spoilers. I don't want to know
Hey.
who won the match. No.
All right. Hey, no spoilers, man. No spoilers here, man. NXT Takeover Stand and Deliver was definitely a show to check out.
Let me ask you a quick question though. What
Cool.
what are they gonna do with Carmelo Hayes?
Well, I feel like you have to watch the show to figure out maybe what they're gonna do with Carmelo
Oh,
Hayes.
oh, 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 okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay, okay, okay,
yeah. That's all.
okay.
I don't want to,
I
spoil
meant
it.
for the
Maybe
future, but then again, I thought
oh,
about it just now.
for the future, that's a good question for the future. I really don't know. I'm in some speculations though. I don't know how true it is. Him and possibly being in the hurt business. That's just a theory, a rumor. But
Yeah,
I
I
wouldn't
heard
want to
that.
see
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I wouldn't want to see that necessarily. I think he's a phenomenal, great individual talent. I don't
Mhm.
know too much what's up with Trick Williams. I think he could kind of like hold him back, but maybe give Trick, maybe give Carmelo Hayes that entertainment value that he needs because Carmelo is, he all serious. He the man. He do what he got to do. But then you got Trick, his man, who's about it, and
Yeah.
sort of kind of like keep him level, keep it,
Right.
keep it
Keep it
balanced out. Yeah.
yeah, keep it interesting, right?
Yes.
Because and I
Yes.
think that's why I said that because Carmelo's phenomenal, man.
Yes, he
He's
is.
phenomenal
Yes,
in the
he
ring.
is.
The problem he has is that he needs Trick for that balance.
Hmm.
He needs Trick to give that aura about him, right? Um, my girl was telling me that one of the reasons she doesn't really hasn't watched wrestling in years, and she's trying to get back into it now. But one of the reasons she hadn't watched wrestling in years is that back in the day, you had personalities. You had these larger than life characters that were, see now is you don't really have that. Um, but you need every little bit of personality that you can pull out of some of these characters. Carmelo's not really a character. He's a wrestler that, you want to get somebody there to make people excited about him. And
Hmm.
I think that's what Trick does for him. Do they call Trick up to the main roster with him? I don't know.
Yeah.
Um,
Hey,
Braun
that's
Breaker's a character. Braun Break. I don't even know why they're because he's being called up sooner than later,
yeah, more than
right?
likely.
But I'm almost afraid for them to call him up because he's similar. He needs more time, and I'm just hoping that they don't pop tart him up right quick, and then he just kind of gets lost in the background like Rick Boogs.
Hey man, it was a WWE 24 special that they just put out recently about WrestleMania 38, and it was so crazy, man. I hope Rick Boobs has I hope he, keep having the success in wrestling.
Yeah,
But the whole WrestleMania 24, Joan, he was getting ready. He was excited for the
yeah,
show. And the first match out there, he tore his quad and stuff like that.
right,
So,
right.
I guess he was the most energetic dude out there, though.
I
But
love Boogs,
yeah,
man. I love him. I think if he would have had just a little bit more time, and I love the interaction with him and Shinsuke. If they were gonna call him up, that was great. I love how they did it. But what I didn't
yeah,
like is the fact that independently his character hadn't been completely defined. And I think
mm,
with Braun Breaker, he's getting there. He's almost ready. It's something missing from him, and I can't figure out what it is just yet. But I feel like there's something missing from Braun Breaker to put him over the edge to where if once he debuts on TV, people are gonna just lose their minds. I
yeah.
don't know what it is yet, though. I haven't figured it out.
Yeah, I don't. I really don't. I'm still figuring out a lot of some of the characters. Oh, and that's one thing you mentioned. I just said characters. That's one thing we did have back in the days, whether the
Yeah,
Attitude Era, maybe definitely in the Ruthless Aggression era. There was a lot of guys who were characters. Man, they
yeah,
they they did something. They wasn't just wrestlers though.
right.
So that takes them. That
I'm a
takes you to
plumber.
the whole exactly right. Like but that takes you all the way to the next level. And some of the characters is could be great. Is just yourself turned up to 1,000.
Yeah,
Like Ric
yeah,
Flair was Ric Flair, but he was turned up to a 100,000 just
yeah.
being the Nature Boy and buying all
Right.
these stuff
The
like that.
Rock.
So the Rock was
Hmm.
another one. Stone Cold. So
Yeah.
they can really do it though. But characters in NXT that Braun Breaker definitely see where it goes. Carmelo is a future star. I'm a fan of Grayson Waller. What Grayson Waller is doing.
Yeah.
I'm loving what he's doing, and um, a couple of other people, man. But it's dope. It's really dope. But before we head on out of here, because we got the pre-show of WrestleMania about to kick off in a little
Oh
bit.
yeah.
Some matches that is going down for tomorrow night. Now tomorrow night, you guys join me back here 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Mhm.
I'm going to be live, giving you some reactions and thoughts on night one, and doing some more predictions for night two. But ahead of night two, there's some big matches we got to look forward to. A couple
Oh
of them
yeah.
I'm going to talk about real fast, though. This huge match between Brock Lesnar versus Omos, though. What's your thoughts on this one right here?
You hate to give Omos the loss here, but you got to. Because you're not gonna have Brock lose to Omos. Omos ain't ready for that type of scenario, man. I've looked at Omos for a while, and I'm starting to wonder if he should have been in NXT a little bit longer. That being said, I'm gonna give Brock the win on this one.
Okay, you're gonna get Brock the win on this
Oh
one.
yeah,
Okay, man, we're gonna see where that match goes between Brock Lesnar and Omos. Also, we got the Demon Finn Balor taking on Edge in a Hell in a Cell. Man, I think Finn Balor, man, like my guy was saying earlier about Judgment Day going 3-0. I'm with Finn Balor all the way. I love Edge. I love his story and how he came back at the Royal Rumble, shocked me, shocked everybody, and just been
yeah.
on this road for a while, man. But I'm hearing he's supposed to be wrapping it up soon. If so, shout out to Edge, man. He's just been phenomenal. But I'm going with Finn Balor on this one. What's your thoughts?
I told my girl, man, that at our wedding, I'm coming out to Metalingus by Alter Bridge because of Edge. I've always loved his interests. That interest is my favorite of all time. The Royal Rumble interest a couple years ago at number 21, which happens to be my favorite number. It's my life number. To see him come out, I legitimately had tears in my eyes, man. So shout out to Edge for coming back from something they said he would never come back from. The fact that he's coming out is with their publicly advertising as Brood Edge, it makes me wonder, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love the when he first started Judgment Day and he came out in the flaming chair and all that. That was awesome. That was an awesome entrance. I'm
Okay.
interested in seeing what the demon entrance is gonna be now, right? With Demon
Yeah.
Finn Balor. I love it when he puts the body paint on and he goes at it. I can't see them giving this to Edge though. I feel like they're gonna probably give it to Balor. I don't know
Okay.
if there's going to be some interference by Priest in this scenario, but I
Mm.
think they're going to give it to Balor. I would hope they give it to Balor because I think Edge is about to wrap it up, and I think he would want to put over Finn.
Okay.
But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's
Okay.
going to be Demon.
Okay. I got you. I got you. Well, more on the bloodline that I'm going to be talking about far as this matchup tomorrow and also as weeks to come because this is a huge one. I've been saying this for weeks and weeks. I'm gonna still have my opinion. I'm gonna chat about it, like I said, tomorrow live here on YouTube and Facebook, you guys, ahead of the big matchup against Roman Reigns with Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. I haven't asked you, Gator Live man, since this match has been announced, since Cody won the Royal Rumble and came back. Who do you think is going to walk away with this? You think Cody
So
Rhodes is going to finish the story?
so the story's been so long in the making. You got to think that Cody's going to take this, right?
Right.
The only thing about it is that Cody also is very aware of the business. He's very aware of what makes money, and I think that he would take a back seat if it meant that he would have they would have another match, later on down the line. That being said, I can't see Cody losing this match. But like I said, because he knows the business, he knows that's very predictable. So I don't know. Sometimes the most predictable outcome is the best outcome, and I think the most predictable outcome and best outcome is for Cody to take that belt. Then you have to wonder about what happens with the bloodline. So I gotta give it to Cody in this scenario. If they keep that belt on Reigns, the internet is gonna freaking explode.
It is. It
every
is.
every
And
every
I,
UK podcast is gonna
I,
be
I don't know if you're on TikTok, man, but every couple of videos that I see is like a point of view WrestleMania 39. If this happened at the end, one, two, three, and it's Roman Reigns winning, and everyone is shocked with a little bit twist of somebody coming
yeah,
out at the end, possibly Randy Orton for Cody or for Roman or The Rock or whatever like that.
right.
But I believe that Roman Reigns is going to keep it. Yes, I don't think WWE is prioritizing that. Yo, Roman Reigns could reach 1,000 days though, but
Nah, they're not. Yeah,
last night he was at 943. I don't think no one is going to reach that for a long time. They
right.
also noticed that he's the first superstar to walk in WrestleMania for three consecutive WrestleManias as the champion
Hmm.
from this one, the last year and the year before. So I think Roman Reigns is going to keep it. Cody Rhodes is going to win it. He's going to win it between Backlash or SummerSlam. I don't know.
Mm.
That's my speculation. And like how you said, right? They've been going at this for so long, and you would think he would finish the story, right? But
Right, right.
I just don't know, man. And we talked about the bloodline and the Usos and Jay Uso loyalty uh, to Roman Reigns or the Usos loyalty to Roman Reigns. May I say that because last night on SmackDown, Sammy made a good point in just like you guys loyalty or Roman Reigns don't really have loyalty to you guys. It's just really
Hmm.
using you guys. Something to that effect though. But hey, it's very interesting to see how it goes, man. I'm really interested. I'm really excited. It's
Yeah.
WrestleMania weekend, man. Yo, get it out, man. I always appreciate you, man. for coming on here. We about to wrap it on up to get something to eat before the show starts,
Oh yeah,
man. But
definitely, man. Definitely, I'm excited about. You know what? But I'm not gonna hold it long. But to tell you, that's the thing about this WrestleMania, the excitement. Like this is
yes,
one of the first WrestleManias in a while. We're like, oh my gosh, what are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? Is Cody gonna actually win this? Is the story that they've been telling for the longest? Because we're so used to Roman still being the winner. So this
yeah.
makes it a big deal to actually say, you know what? They may actually keep that belt on Roman.
Hey,
You
you're
know,
right.
and Cody might take it at SummerSlam, but do we really want that? Oh no. you know?
I, I don't know, man. I mean, it's some big events coming up, like Money in the Bank is going to be coming up. And I understand, yes, it's WrestleMania, it's the big show of shows, and you don't go back from that. But I mean, you look at Sami Zayn, who just had one hell of a ride, and
Yeah.
and that didn't come up. He came short with that. So I don't know.
I see you,
I don't know.
Brian. Brian B.
Yeah.
Blind has entered the chat.
My guy Brian B, Mania, baby. That's my guy Brian B, man. For real. Yeah, we chatting up WrestleMania, wrapping it up here, man. I'm gonna be live right back here 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, giving my thoughts and reactions for night one ahead of night two. So yes, man, like you said you're going with Roman Reigns, or you think Roman
No, I'm
going
I'm, I'm going with
you going
Cody,
with
but there's
Cody?
a
Going
part
with
of me,
Cody?
there's a part of me that's really like getting pulled. Like, are they gonna actually do it? Are they gonna do it? So I mean, what they may do is just go ahead and give Roman some time off, let Cody run with that belt until SummerSlam, and then Roman comes and takes that belt back at SummerSlam. It's what I see, the reformation of the bloodline at the end of the summer. So I mean, hey. We got some good storylines to look forward to, which is great. I love it.
Hey, we do. We really, really do. Yo, man, I appreciate you once again for coming here on the podcast, chatting wrestling, man. We WrestleMania. We excited. It's
Oh yeah.
WrestleMania. We are
Oh yeah.
excited. Gator, tell them where they can catch you at, man, and follow you at.
Man, come to Instagram. It's Gator Live _down 5, just like it says on the screen there. Hey, dope discussions, that relationship podcast that everybody likes. Hey, if you want to take a break from the manosphere, you want to take a break from all of the other nonsense going on, the women and the men bickering. Hey, come to dope discussions. We have real down to earth discussions between men and women that people love. And then, of course, we have the Down 5 podcast that'll be coming back soon as well. So, y'all come take a listen to them, man. They're both fun shows.
Hey, man, definitely,
And
definitely
Friday
go take
nights will
a.
be mine. I'm telling you,
Hey.
we're gonna have some fun on Friday nights coming up.
Hey, you heard it first, man, and you heard it here on Talk Pro Wrestling from my man Gator Live. The links will be down below. Definitely make sure you subscribe and check out Dope Discussions with Erica and Down 5 podcast, man. For real. Gator Live, man, enjoy WrestleMania. Have fun. Stay safe. And everyone out
Yeah.
there, man, stay safe and enjoy WrestleMania. I'll be back here tomorrow. Yo, for myself, Dre, aka Dre on Wells, and my guy Gator Live. You got anything else you want to add on, man, before we go?
Nothing much. Y'all have a great WrestleMania evening. That's all I got to say, guys.
All
Later.
right, man. Hey, appreciate it, man. Thank everyone, man. For myself, Dre, aka Dre on Wells, I'm out, man.
Peace.